Welcome everyone to the indoor 2023-24 Provincial Qualifier Cup Competition live draw. We have got a ton of potential matchups lined up. And you know what? This is your one chance at provincial glory, your one chance at making it. Single elimination games, high tension, high stress. It's going to be really exciting what we see come out of this. So, loads of brackets, loads of balls to pull from the Magic Hands. We've got the Magic Hands back for another season of the live draw. And we are going to dive in first. I'm not going to keep you waiting today. We're going to go with those boys U13 Tier 1. So as you can see on your screen, 11 teams have entered into this bracket. We've got a total of 5 buys. Those teams are the Blizzard, Blizzard SC12 boys. You've got the Cal Glen Falcons 11, the Mackenzie Rush 11, Rangers Athletics 11, and Villains Ajax 11. They're going to get slotted over into those buy slots. So you'll see the number 1 seed go over into buy 1. You'll see buy 2 go into the second, and you'll see buy 3 filter into that bottom side of the bracket as well. 4 and 5 will get filtered into game 5. And away we go. So just want to fill everyone into procedure as well. You'll notice some teams going into buys. You will never see the number 1 and 2 seeded teams on the same side of the bracket. Part of the draw process and procedure. And then what we're going to do is we're going to be pulling out of pot A all of the teams that are going to be the home teams and the top of those games, and then all of the teams that are going to be into the bottom side of the away, I guess it would be, from pot B. We're just working through it. Give us a moment. There we go. All sorted. 2's going in, 3's going in, 4's going in, and 5's going in. It's almost like I've told you the future that far ahead. And as we work through a couple of little technical difficulties, we appreciate your patience with this one. So, gonna dive in. Magic Hands. Showtime. Magic Hands need to be up. And away we go, Magic Hands. So let's get drawn out of pot A. Give them a good mix. Out of there is either going to be the 6, 7, or 8 seed, which are left. And out of there, we have got the number 6 seed, the Cal West Celtic 11 boys. They're going to fit into that game 1, slot 1. Then we're going to dive back into pot A. And pot A is going to come out with either the 7 or 8 seed to round out that bottom half of the bracket. And it is the 8 seed. At number 8, the Southwest United Premier 11 boys. They're going to get slotted into game 2, slot 1, which leaves, of course, the New Frontier SC 11 boys going to game 3, slot number 1. That rounds out pot A and the seeded teams, jumping back in there to pot B to find some opponents for these games. And in that game 1, slot 2, the away team is going to be the number 10 seed. Number 10 seed of Rockies FC 11. Should be an interesting matchup, a little 6v10. And then they've got a tough road through that Foothills FC 2011 boys team. Back into pot B, you've got the number 9 seed. And the number 9 seed is the Foothills 2011 boys. They're going to go down into the opposite side of the bracket from their other Foothills counterparts. And that leaves only the 11 seed to be pulled, the Chinooks FC United 11 boys into slot 2. Stick with us. Up next, we've got the boys U13 Tier 2 draw coming right at you live here in Calgary. Stay tuned and we'll be right back. We're back. Thank you so much for your patience. As you can tell, a little bit of rust from the last time we did this in Outdoor 2023. We're going to shake that off, get some WD-40, and we are going to dive into this boys U13 Tier 2 PQCC live draw. You'll see again, odd, I know, 11 teams have entered, which means another 5 first round buys, pardon me. Those buys are going to the Blizzard SC12 boys, underage team that's playing up in age group, top of the league right now, top seed. They're going into that game 4 slot 1 as the first buy. And then you're going to see buy number 2 be those Cal Glen Falcons. It's like we just did this and screwed it up, but now we're doing it properly. We're in there. Mackenzie Rush for that game number 7 slot 1. Rangers Athletics 11 are going to go in as the 4th seed, and Villains Ajax as the 5th seed. Some good matchups there, a ton of variety of clubs there. Magic Hands, you are going to dive into Pot A, and you're going to pull out who's going to play in Game 1, Slot 1. Their path to Provincials is the 8th seed. So that is the Spartans Olympians. That is one strong name from the Spartans Olympians. Going back into Pot A to get into Game 2, Slot 1, and Game 3, Slot 1. Game 2, Slot 1 is going to be the 7 seed. That 7 seed is the Chinooks FC United 12 boys, another underage group playing up. Let's see how they do. They've got a tough road through that Cal Glen team, the 2 seed there, if they can get past the other group. And the last ball out is the number 6 seed, of course, the Foothills 2011 Prospect boys. Got to round this out, make sure that everyone's got an opponent on the away side. So we're going to go into Pot B, give those a good stir. More stirring. More stirring. There we go. Who are we picking out of there? Out of there, we have got the number 11 seed. That's the Foothills 2011 Ultra boys. They're going to play off against that Spartans Olympians. We need to find Chinooks United 12, a team. Who's that ball going to be? The suspense, number 9 seed. Number 9 seed's the Blizzard Alliance 11 boys. So 2 Blizzard teams, opposite side of the bracket. Maybe they meet in the final. We shall see. Same with the Foothills, opposite sides. And number 10 is the last ball out, the Calgary West FC 11. They're going to round out that bracket and play the Foothills 2011 Prospect boys. That rounds out your boys U13 Tier 2 PQCC live draw. We've got a ton more to go. Hopefully you're comfortable. You've got a ton of popcorn and a beverage. We'll be right back with the boys U13 Tier 3s. All right, we are back, boys U13 Tier 3. We've reloaded. Hopefully you've reloaded on the popcorn, the snacks. You know what, maybe even a granola bar if we're trying to be healthy here. You're gonna see the boys U13 Tier 3 up on your screen. 7 teams entered, which means 1 team gets a bye. That top seed, the CNEU 2011 Magic, they're going to go into Game 4, Slot 1. And I'd like to welcome a new set of Magic hands. A freshly manicured, lovely set of Magic hands. They're going to dive into Pot A and start pulling out up all. So give it a good stir. Magic hands number 2. There we go. Show the camera. Right up close, right up close. There we go, there we go. Oh, back up a little bit, Magic hands. Right there, perfect. That is the number 3, the Blizzard United 11 boys. They're gonna go into Game 1, Slot 1 as the home team. Now just throw that ball anywhere you want, Magic hands. Perfect, yep, I'll catch. Back into Pot A, give it a good stir again. Little ting, ting, ting on the dish there. We have got the number 2 seed. That is the Foothills 2011 United boys. They're going to go into Game 2. Awesome. Throw that anywhere you want. And then back into Pot A to pull out the last ball, which doesn't require a stir, but it is the Royal West FC Benfica crew down there into Game 3, Slot 1. Throw that one away. This Magic hands is fantastic, by the way. We might keep this one around. Already into Pot B. No prompting needed. Good stir. The number 5 seed is going to go into that Game 1, Slot 2. That is the Rockies Albion 11. They have got a tough route through to Provincials. 2 decent teams in there. And then Pot B is also going to bring out the number 6 seed, Foothills 2011 Union Boys. You have got a Foothills v. Foothills inter-club derby as one of those first round matches in Game 2. And then obviously the last ball that's going to come out of Pot B is going to be that number 7 seed, the Villains Galaxy 11. That rounds out your boys U13 Tier 3 Provincial Qualifier Cup Competition live draw. That is an absolute mouthful. I'm going to refresh. Hopefully you refresh, and we're going to be back with the boys U13 Tier 4 in just a minute. We are back. Boys U13 Tier 4. You'll notice how much quicker we're getting, far more efficient now with what we're doing. Magic hands need no prompting at all. They're in there. They are keen. It's the number 1 seed, so perfect. Works out nicely. Blizzard Athletic 11 boys. They're going to be that number 1 seed going into Game 1, Slot 1. Back into Pot A, and I'll remind you, if it's the 2 ball, they go on the opposite side. So the number 2 ball is drawn. Promise this wasn't rigged. This is just me going through it. That's the Villains Wolves 11. They're going to go into Game 3, Slot 1. The number 1, the number 2, never on the same side of the bracket with these draws. And lastly, it's the number 4. So that's going to go into Game 2, Slot 1. That is the PSA Prospects 11 boys. And then obviously the last ball out of Pot A is the SWU Bayern 11 boys. They're going to go down into that Game 4, Slot 1. Excellent. So quick, so efficient. Magic hands 2 might stick around a little while longer. Look at that. Pot B right away. The 7 seed, the Blizzard Albion 11 boys. Oh, another inter-club derby. One of their teams is getting knocked out first round. Sorry about that, gents. Number 8 seed, the Foothills Kickers 2011 is going to go into that Game 2, Slot 2. So you've got a little 1v7 and a 4v8 matchup on that side of the bracket. The 5 seed has been pulled. This Magic hands doesn't mess around. They are quick, I tell you. That's the Mackenzie Timbers 11 on the bottom side of the bracket against Villains Wolves 11. And the last ball out is going to be the 6th seed, the CNEU 2011 Tigers. Not to be confused with Tigres. So the Tigers in there. That rounds out your boys U13 Tier 4 bracket. Stick around. We're going to jump over to the girls' side as it says right up there. Girls U13 Tier 1 coming up next. am getting absolutely battered on the text machine down here. There's people accusing us already of corruption, that it's FIFA, that I am Sepp Blatter. I can assure you one thing. These hands will remain here, and we do not know what ball is coming out next. The girls U13 Tier 1's got 8 teams total, so a nice, beautiful bracket. You'll see on your screen, nice and symmetrical, great number of teams, and it means that no one gets that first round bye as well. But what we do have is a Pot A and a Pot B of fantastic teams looking to go to provincials and represent Calgary at the 2023-24 Indoor ASA Provincial Championships. Magic Hands number 1 is back with us. You'll notice non-manicured, a little rougher around the edges into Pot A. What is that? That's the 1 seed. Lovely. Rangers WFC 11 girls. Decent team, by the way. They're going to be in that game 1, slot 1. Back into Pot A to round out the rest of those bracket matches. It's the 4 seed, so that's going to go into game 2, slot number 1. The 1 seed, the 4 seed, that is the Foothills WFC 2011 Green Girls. You'll see a lot of Foothills teams in this bracket, in this league right now. Hopefully they try and avoid each other in those first round games. Pot A, who's coming out of there? It is the 3 seed, the New Frontier SC 12 girls. They're going to go down on that bottom side of the bracket as they try and compete for their place at the provincial championships. And the 2 seed, the Blizzard SC 11 girls. If they make it through that first round, that's a little Northwest derby up there. I like it. I like it a lot. Pot B, you'll notice this Magic Hands half asleep, a little slower than the other one, but we get the job done. Pot B out of there is the 7 seed. Thank you, Magic Hands. That's the Foothills WFC White girls. They're going to go up against that Rangers WFC 11 group. That could be a first round, knock off the top seed. That's a dangerous matchup up there, but an exciting one. Get out to some of these matches if you're watching this live draw. The 6 seed has been pulled next. That is the Foothills WFC 2012 girls. They're in game 2, which means another Foothills inter-club derby. Sorry about that. If they train at the same time, at the same location, that is going to get awkward really, really quickly. Game 3, slot 2, that ball that's been drawn is the 5 seed. That is the Southwest United Premiers 11 girls. They're going to fall down into that game 3, slot 2. And the last ball out of the hat or out of the pots is going to be that 8 seed, the North Calgary FC 11 crew. You can see on your screen the girls U13 Tier 1 PQCC bracket has been complete. This is going to be a delicious one, a really exciting one. Tune in, get out to these games, and support these kids in their quest to provincials. Let me see if I've got it right. Girls U13, Tier 2, right up there, right up next. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Hola to those watching in Mexico. Hopefully you're enjoying the beach. That is some commitment. This is what this means to some of these people. It's amazing. We've got international viewers on this today. So let's dive in. Pot A, you're going to see 4 teams. This is a quick and easy bracket. The number 1 and 2 obviously in Pot A, and 3 and 4 in Pot B. Out of Pot A is the 2nd seed, the Blizzard Alliance 11 girls. They're going to go into game 1, slot 1. Drag them over. You're going to fit in nicely, which by default means that Villains Sparks 11 group is going to go down into game 2, slot 1. We jump over into Pot B, see if it's the 3 or the 4 seed that's pulled. It is the 4th seed, so the Foothills 2011 girls. They're going to slot in and play the Blizzard Alliance 11 girls. And then last out of the hat is the 3 seed, the Rangers Athletics 11. That's a quick one. Stay tuned. Girls U13 Tier 3 coming up. There's some good matches there. And hey, listen, you win one match in that one, you're probably going to provincial. So congratulations. Those are do or die matches. Those are going to be exciting ones. Let's jump into the girls U13 Tier 3 after a short break. These ones, the quickest of them all. As you can see, one team entered into that girls U13 Tier 3. It is the CNEU 2011 Flash. No need to pull them out of any pot. They don't even need to go in a pot. They are going to automatically advance to provincials and represent Calgary and Calgary Minor Soccer Association and their club and themselves at the provincial championships. Congrats. First team that's auto-qualified. Let's see how many more of those there are. Stay tuned. Girls U13 Tier 4 coming up after a very short break. Girls U13 Tier 4. As you can see, 4 teams entered this live draw. 2 in Pot A, 2 in Pot B, if my math is correct. Sure hope it is. Mackenzie, EMFC in Pot A. Pull that magic hands. Let's see what we get. We have got the 2 seed EMFC Dynamo 11. Or Dynamo? What do we think? Dynamo it is. Dynamo 11, and then the 1 seed comes out and goes on the other side. That's the Mackenzie Stars 11 girls. Half of that U13 girls Tier 4 brackets complete. Pot B, it's getting a good stir for only having 2 balls in there. It is the number 4 seed, the Foothills Wave 2011. That's going to go into Game 1, Slot 2, away to EMFC Dynamo. And then the 3 seed comes out last, the Villains FC Lightning 11. Hey, again, you win one and you're in. So stick around. Up next, the boys U15 Tier 1 Provincial Qualifier Cup Competition live draw. We'll be right back. This is going to be a slightly longer break as we've got a bit of work to do to reset. Stay with us. Don't switch off. We'll be back in just a sec. Magic hands, you were in there. We are back, and I bet you that's quicker than any of you thought that we could possibly do that. So we are diving in. Boys U15 Tier 1. Again, we seed all of these teams in season seeding. The top 3 seeds in this one are going to get those buys because of the, let me count this, 13 teams that have tried to win their place into the provincials at U15 Boys Tier 1. Those 3 teams are the Foothills FC 2009 A boys. They are going to slot over into that bye number 1 into the second round straight away. No play in game. The second is the Calgary West Atletico 09s. They're going to go into bye 2 on the opposite side of that bracket. And then the number 3 seed is the Blizzard SC 09 boys that are going to round out those buys. Now, lots of teams into Pot A, lots of teams into Pot B. Let's dive in and find some matchups here. Magic Hands, they have pulled the number 4 seed that's going to go into Game 1, Slot 1. That's the Calgary West Celtic 09. So the two Calgary West teams on opposite sides of the bracket. Lucky draw for them. Let's see if it works out with some of the other double team clubs in this competition as well. The 5 seed, the Villains FC Real, are going to go into that game 2 slot 1. And then the last part of that top half of the bracket is the 7 seed, the Southwest United Premiers 09 Boys, into that game 3 slot 1. Got to draw those last 2 balls out of pot A. My math isn't so good. Don't know who's left. The 8 seed, the CNEU 2010 Raiders, are going to go on that bottom side of the bracket in game number 4. And game 5 is going to see the 6 seed, the Rangers FC 09, filter into that bottom half of the bracket. The Magic Hands, Magic Body, they're going to jump over into pot B. Who are they pulling? It is the 9 seed. So the New Frontier SC10 boys are going to go into that game 1 slot 2. They have got a tough route into provincials for that New Frontier group. And the 11 seed is the next out of pot B, the Mackenzie United Rapids 10. They're going into that game 2 slot 2. Who's next? The 10 seed. Let me find them. The Villains Union 10. So Villains, 2 teams, same side of the bracket. Sorry for you. Could have tried to avoid. The 13 seeds are the next one out of there. The Foothills FC 2010 boys on the bottom side of the bracket. You'll see the Foothills groups have managed to avoid each other. And one of the last groups out of the hat there is the number 12 seed, the Rangers FC 10 boys. So inter-club competition there in a first round, either the 09s or the 010s. That's going to be a spicy matchup. Stick around. Going to be an ephemeral break, very short break while we reset to the boys U15 Tier 2. Stick around. We'll be right back. We are back. Boys U15 Tier 2. You're going to see a ton of teams. I think it's 11. Is it 11? 11's my math's right, yeah? 7. Where am I going? 5 teams have got the buys. You imagine if 7 teams had the buys. So those 5 teams are the number 1 seed, the Spartans Cavalry. They're going to go into that second round game. Is that 4, slot 1? There we go. They've got the bye. The number 2 seed is the Cowglen Fire. They're filtering into the other side of the bracket, obviously. The 3 seed, the Blizzard Alliance 09 boys. Not to be confused with the Blizzard Alliance 09/10 boys that are also in this draw. The number 4 seed, is that where we're at? 4 seed is the Foothills 2009 boys. They're going to get into that top side of the bracket. And then the 5 seed, the Foothills 2009 Prospects boys. That's how the ranking and the seeding came out. They've got that second round matchup, but inter-club again. There's a lot of Foothills v Foothills games. Have you noticed that? A lot of the draws coming out like that. A couple of Rangers ones, some Foothills ones. Dive into pot A. Either the 6, 7, or 8 seed is coming out. The 8 seed has been drawn. The Calgary West FC 10. They're going to go into that game 1, slot 1. Next one out of pot A. Who's it going to be? 6 seed. The 6 seed is the EMFC United 09 boys. They're going on that offside of the bracket. And then the 7 seed is the last ball out, that Blizzard Alliance 09-10 boys. So they might have a second round matchup, Blizzard v Blizzard, unfortunately, in there. Get drawn out of that pot B. Number 9. Number 9 seed, if my eyes don't deceive me, is the Southwest United Selects 10. They're going up into that top half of the bracket as that play-in game to win their way into playing the Spartans crew. The 11 seed is the next out of pot B with the Rangers Athletics 10. They're going into that bottom side of the bracket. And lastly is the 10 seed out of there, the West Hills Hurricanes 10, going into that bottom spot on the bracket. Now, you might hear some odd sounds. There's some construction around us. We can't control that, but hopefully it doesn't distract you too much. The next group up is the boys U15 Tier 3 Provincial Qualifier Cup Competition live draw. Represent Calgary and CMSA and themselves and their club at the ASA Indoor Provincials. Stick around. They are coming up next after a short break. We are back. Hopefully no one's fallen asleep. Hopefully we haven't lost them. And hopefully you're not traveling to training too far. We've got the boys U15 Tier 3 Cup Competition live draw here. You're going to see one of the biggest brackets that we have. How many teams is that? Is that 14? 14 teams looking for their place at Provincials. The number 1 and 2 seed are going to get a bye, and that is the Cal Glen Fuego 09s. They're going to go into that second round straight away as bye 1. And then the second seed is the CNEU 2009 Hurricanes. They're going to go into that bye number 2 in that second round. Let's get into Pot A. We're going to go speed round with this. Is that the 6 seed? 6 seed has been drawn. The Rangers Athletics 09. They're going to go into game 1, slot 1. There we go. Up they go. Perfect. Then it's the, is that 4? My eyes are awful today. I swear. The Foothills 2009 United Boys. They're going to go into that next game 2, slot 1. I have no idea who's coming out next. The 8 seed Royal West FC Atletico. They're going to go into game 3, slot 1. That's an interesting top half of the bracket so far. And the 3 seed is going to the bottom side of the bracket, the Calgary West City 09s. The number, what is that, 5 seed Southwest United SC 09 Boys. Interesting. This is going to be a good side of the bracket as well. Fairly even. The 7 seed is the last one out of there. The Cal Glen Inter 09s. That is one even bracket matchup. Whew, that might be a tough one. Lots of games scheduled in this too. Get into Pot B. See who's coming out. The 14 seed. So the Villains FC Sounders 10 are going to go all the way up top to play against, I think it's that Rangers Athletics. Is that who it is? Little head nod. Yep. Trying to track it. The 13 seed is next. The Foothills 2010 Prospects Boys. They're going to go into game 2, slot 2. Another Foothills v Foothills matchup. Maybe the Magic Hands is up to something. I don't know here, but this is odd today. The number 9 seed is going into that other side. It's the Foothills 2010 Boys. All those Foothills teams on one side of the bracket. That is a tough one. I'm going to apologize to Foothills at this point. That is not fair, not right at all. The EMFC City 10 Boys, the number 12 seed, is going on that bottom side of the bracket to play off against the Calgary West City 09s. That could be a good matchup. Little north side vengeance match, East v West kind of style. The 11 seed is the next one out. The CNEU Strikers 2010. They end up on the same side of the bracket, I think, as their CNEU counterparts. And the 10 seed. The 10 seed is the Mackenzie Juventus 10 Boys to round out that bracket. I actually think the hands were going much faster than what I could keep up. We hit the gas pedal. Hopefully we didn't lose anyone and your hair isn't slicked back too hard right now. We are going to be back with the Boys U15 Tier 4 Provincial Qualifier Cup Competition live draw in just a second. Let us refresh, let us reset, and away we go. The screen has changed. We have reappeared. Magic Hands are on the screen. You're going to see 6 teams in this boys U15 Tier 4. The number 1 and 2 seeds, they're going to get those buys. That is the Villains Sonics 09 and the Blizzard United 09 boys. They're going to get dragged over into that buy 1 and buy 2. That's the best dragging of their life, probably. There we go. Drag them in there, set them down, and they are sorted for that round 2 matchup. Who are they going to play? Let's find out. Dive into pot A. It is the 4 seed that's come out. EMFC Newcastle 10. It's going to go into game 1, slot 1, which by default means the 3 seed is coming out as the Foothills Strikers. They're going to go into game 2, slot 1. You're going to see a couple more Foothills teams in this pot B. Obviously, one of them is getting a Foothills v. Foothills matchup. It is the 6 seed that's been drawn. They're going to go up and play against the EMFC Newcastle 10 boys. And then the 5 seed. Holy moly, look at that. There could be a Foothills team. There's 3 teams out of 6. 50% of that draw. Maybe one of them makes it through, but they've got some very tough opponents to get through. The Foothills 2010 Comets rounds out the draw in game 2, slot 2. We're going to jump over to the girls' side of things. The girls U15 Tier 1s are up next. Short break. Give us 1 sec. Hopefully we don't lose you. And we look forward to that draw in just a moment. Girls U15 Tier 1, you're going to see 5 teams. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams in this live draw. You have got 1 bye, and that is the top seeded team of the Blizzard SC09 girls. Put them over into bye 1. So game 2, slot 1. Congratulations. You have essentially been 1 game away from provincials. That is good odds, if I do say so. Into pot A, it is the number 2 seed, so the Villains FC Thorns. They are going to get dragged down into game number 3. Again, the 1 and 2 can't be on the same side of the bracket, which means that game 1, slot 1 is the number 3 seed, the Blizzard Alliance 09 girls. Up top there. Oh, my apologies. Sorry, if I could read. Clearly, reading is not a forte of mine. Girls U15 Tier 1, that is slot 2. So we have got the 2 teams in pot A that are going down into game 3. Probably could have slotted them to begin with. I don't know, maybe efficiency, maybe next year. Who knows? Pot B, the number 5 seed that's coming out is the West Hills Mackenzie United Supreme 09. Probably a fashionable group. They're going to go into that game 1, slot 1. Look at this. Our production crew is getting ahead of ourselves. No, the 5 seed's the home seed. Let's change that around, make sure it's accurate. Then there's no controversy. There we go. Foothills WFC 2009 girls. As the 4 seed, they're going to be away to the West Hills Mackenzie United Supreme 09. That rounds it out. Some of them got a tough road. Some of them, maybe a slightly easier road due to their seeding. We are going to be back with the girls at U15 Tier 2 in just a moment. By this point, you might be getting parched like I am. I'm going to have a quick water break, and we are going to be back with that next bracket. We are back. We've returned. Quick bracket, small one here. 3 teams for that girls U15 Tier 2. You'll see a first round bye given to that Blizzard SC10 girls. They're going into game 2. which I think, if my math is correct, they might actually be going to provincials as well right now. So congratulations to them. Then it's the second and the third seed, obviously. Second out of pot A, it's been pulled by those magic hands. And then pot B brings out the 3 seed, which is the Foothills WFC 2010 girls. They got to play off for that win and you're in kind of style match. And then we figure out who's CMSA 1 and who's CMSA 2 between the Blizzard SC 10 girls and the winner of that Foothills WFC 2010 girls and the North Calgary FC 10 Atletico. Stick around. You know what's next. Girls U15 Tier 3. You can see it on your screen. I can see it as well up there. Let's go. We are back, girls U15 Tier 3, big bracket to round out here. You're going to see 10 teams, which means 2 of them get first round buys. Those 2, the Foothills 2009 Ravens, they're going to go into that buy 1 slot. And the number 2 seed, the North Calgary FC 09 River girls team, they're in there. Little buy, little bit easier, yeah? Give that a stir into pot A. Let's find out who's coming out. The 3 seed, the Southwest United Premiers 09 girls. They are going to go where they need to go in the draw here. Give me one moment, if we may. You'll see nothing's changed on the screen. The same ball is out. This is my own confusion. Late on in the day, low blood sugars, no glucose in the brain. Poof. Okay, I'm going to trust the production crew here. Southwest United Premiers, they're going into that bottom side of the bracket. They are in there, slotted, seated, and away they go. The 4 seed is the next one out. That one's going to go into game 4 as well. The CNEU 2009 Flames. Oh, yeah, perfect. I think that's where they go. Man, why do we have 10 teams? I don't know, just talk. No, we're going to keep rolling. They're in the right spot. Game 4, in they go. Is that where they go? Oh, no, they need to be slotted somewhere different. Okay, we're taking another break. This one's an absolute shambles.
This one we pulled for Satish.
Someone's definitely going to call for a redraw for this one. I knew something was wrong. I think we're back. I hope we're back. Hey, listen, this is not a professional production crew right now. You are in the CMSA offices. You are dealing with some pseudo professionals, some pseudo amateurs. But hopefully we're back. Hopefully we're in there. We have swapped. Knew the spidey senses were tingling. That Southwest United Premier's 09 girls needs to be up in game 4 on drawn match order. And then the CNEU 2009 Flames is going down into that bottom side of the bracket. I think there's 2 more teams to be pulled out of Pot A. They're going to go into those second round games. It is the 5th seed. It is the Cal Glen Storm 09s. There we go. And then it is the 6th seed. The Villains Rebels 10 are going to go into that game 6. Again, apologies for the technical difficulties. This is all live. This is the joys of producing things on the fly. There's always a hiccup. Get into Pot B here, and we'll get the rest of this bracket sorted out. Pot B has got the 7 seed drawn. The Blizzard United 10 girls are going to go up into game 1, slot 1. The next out of Pot B is going to be the number 9 seed, the Cal Glen Impact 10. They are going to go into game 2, slot 1. And then the last 2 out of that pot are the 10 seed, the New Frontier SC 10 girls. They're going up into that game 1, slot 2, little Northwest Derby in there, that first round matchup. And the 8 seed, the Foothills 2009 Ravens. Or pardon me, my apologies. I've got the wrong team in my list. It is the EMFC Barcelona 10. My bad, read the wrong group. This bracket has been a challenge. It's been a challenge for everyone, our production crew, myself. We are going to be back. We are going to be better with the boys U17 Tier 1 bracket next. Coming at you right away. Here we go, back better than ever. This is PQCC live draw version 2.0, 5.0, whatever we're on now. Here we go, diving in. Hopefully you can hear my pearly tones on the end of your screen, wherever you're tuning in from. 14 teams in this bracket. The number 1 and the number 2 are going to get those first round buys. That's the Blizzard SC07 Boys Blue. They're going into buy 1. And the number 2, the New Frontier SC07 Boys, they're going on to the opposite side of that bracket. Get into Pot A, Magic Hands. What is it? The 6th seed has been drawn. The Southwest United, Mackenzie United FC07 Boys. They're going into that game 1, slot 1. Here we go. Who else is there? The 4 seed. The 4 seed, the Blizzard SC07 Boys Orange. Same side of the bracket as those Blizzard 07 Boys Blue. And I don't know, who's that? The 3. The 3, if my eyes don't deceive me, the 3 seed is the EMFC United 07 Boys. They're going to round out that top half of the bracket. Game 4, slot 1 is going to see the 8 seed, the Calgary West Atletico 08s. Do you notice there's a lot of Atletico groups in this Calgary region? Maybe a lot of Spanish influence here or something. Who else is coming out of Pot A? You've got the 5 seed, and the 5 seed is the Foothills FC 2007 boys group. They're going to go into that bottom half of the bracket. And the last group out of the pot is the 7 seed, the Calgary West Celtic 07 boys. There you go, 2 Calgary West teams on the same side of the bracket. Unfortunate for them, but it was always going to happen with 3 teams in this age group. Or you could have had all 3 on one side. Even more unlucky with that. Pot B, who's coming out of there to round out this bracket? It is the 12 seed, the PSA Elite 08 group. They are going into game 1, slot 2. And then the number 9 seed is going to be the Spartans Warriors 07s playing off against that Blizzard. Is it the orange group there? Yeah, the orange group there. Orange, blue. So the 3rd group, would that be the black group at Blizzard? The 10 seed has been pulled out of Pot B, the Rangers FC 07s. They are going to go into that top half of the bracket and be playing off against the EMFC United 07s. The 11 seed has been pulled out of Pot B. That's the New Frontier SC 08s. If they make it past that Calgary West group, they've got a Club v Club matchup there in the quarterfinal. The 13 seed comes out. It is the Calgary West Celtic 08s. They're rounding out that bracket. And again, if those two Calgary West teams make it through that first round, they're playing off against each other in the quarterfinal. The 14 seed's been pulled. The FC 2008 boys from Foothills. They are rounding out the bottom side of that bracket. So same but different bottom side of that bracket with Foothills v Calgary West. And then a very exciting few matchups in the top half of that bracket. Stay tuned, boys U17 Tier 2 coming up after just a quick break. We are back, boys U17 Tier 2. You're going to see 4 teams with the buys in a 12-team bracket. Those 4 teams, top 2 ones, same club, same, different sides of the bracket then. Blizzard Alliance 07 boys and the Blizzard United 07 boys are the 1-2 seeds. They're going into buy 1 and buy 2. That leaves the 3rd and 4th seed also to be pre-slotted, which is the Calgary West FC 07s and the Rangers Athletics 07s. There we go. We are sorted. We are in there. Away we go. The 8 seed has been drawn out of, I think that's Pot A, right? The Blizzard SC 08 boys. Again, if they make it past that first round, another Blizzard v Blizzard matchup. Who else is coming out of Pot A to fill out the rest of that bracket is the 6th seed, the Rangers Athletics 08. So again, Blizzard, Rangers, you might have 2 Club v Club games in that second round. Unfortunate draw a little bit for them. The 7 seed, the Calgary West FC 08s, are going into that Game 3 Slot 1. And then Game 4 Slot 1 is the 5th seed, the Chinooks FC United 08. That's a decent team, and that is going to be a tough side of the bracket with them and that Calgary West, those Calgary West teams on that side of the bracket. Into Pot B now. Pot B is going to pull out their matchups for those play-in games is the 10 seed, the New Frontier SC 08 boys blue. They're going into Game 1 Slot 2. Who's that? The 11 seed was knocking at the door. The Royal West FC United. They are going into Game 2, Slot 2. The 12 seed there is the Foothills 2008 boys to round out some of the bottom side of that bracket. And the number 9 seed is the last one. The PSA Prospects 08s. They're going into that Game 4, Slot 2. Some interesting matchups there. That is going to be a tough route to the ASA Indoor Provincials. But stick around. We're going into the boys U17 Tier 3s after just a short break. All right, we are back. Video on, sound on. No more production difficulties. Humming along sweetly like Grandma's cinnamon buns. The number 1 and 2 seeds, the CNEU 2007 Thunder, are the top seeds. They're going to get those first round buys going into buy 1. And the Foothills Hornets 2008 are going to get the first round buy going into buy 2. Hopefully Foothills can avoid themselves on the same side of the bracket here. The 3 seed, the Southwest United Premiers 08 boys, has been selected as Game 1 Slot 1. which then means the 4 seed, the Calgary West City 08s, are going to go down into game 2, slot 2. The 5 and 6 seed are awaiting in pot B. Let's see if they can be giant killers in this one. The 5 seed, the Cloud Glen United 08s, 09s, they're going into that game 1, slot 2, which means the Foothills Sting 2008s are going into that bottom side of the bracket. Some interesting matchups there. Maybe Foothills have an inter-club match in the second round. Maybe they don't. Get out. Let's get watching these games. Support these clubs and these teams. And we will dive back in with the boys U17 Tier 4 in just a moment. You're going to see a ball that does not get pulled out of a pot with this one. You're going to see them get clicked and dragged over. Round of applause, little golf clap, little ripple for those Villains Madrid 08 boys U17 Tier 4s. They are going to provincials as CMSA 1, and they will be representing us as, what is it, the second, maybe third team that's auto-qualified this draw. So congrats and enjoy provincials to the Villains Madrid 08 boys. We'll be back right away with the girls U17 Tier 1 Provincial Qualifier Cup Competition draw in just a moment. 10. You will notice on your screen a 10-team bracket, and this is the one that caused us a bit of problems last time. We've worked out the kinks. This one should be flawless, and if it's not, well, we wear some egg on our face because this is live. The top 2 seeds you're going to see are the 2 Blizzard teams. The Blizzard SC 07 girls, they're going in as by 1, and the Blizzard SC 07-08 girls, they're going in as by 2 on the opposite side of the bracket. So they avoid each other, maybe a little final match. They've got a lot of teams to go through, though, and we're going to see who rounds out the rest of that draw momentarily. We've pulled the 6th seed from Pot A. It's the Cal Glen Wild 07s. They're going to go into Game 4, Slot 1 in drawn match order. Number 4 seed is the next out of Pot A. That's the Chinooks FC 08s. They're going to go into that bottom half of the bracket. And then we're going to round out Games 4 and 6 with the 3 seed. That is a tough side of the bracket, by the way, with the Foothills WFC 07-08 girls. That top half of the bracket, very, very difficult. The 5 seed, the Mackenzie Rain, are going to go into that bottom side. And you know what? That bottom side is no easier. These are going to be some decent first round, second round kind of matchups for some of these teams. We got to get into Pot B to round out the rest of this bracket. Pot B, our lower seeded teams are the 7, the Villains Liberty 07-08s. They're going to go into Game 1, Slot 1. You'll see them drag and drop into there. And then the number 10 seed, the Foothills WFC 2008 girls, are going into Game 2, Slot 1. So different sides of the bracket for them as well as Blizzard. The 9 seed is the next one out, the Villains Stars. And unfortunately, inter-club game in that first round to try and play off against the Blizzard SC 07 girls. The next ball out of the pot is the 8 seed, the Mackenzie United, West Hills United, Thorns 08, a little club collaboration to make that team. Absolutely love that. Difficult matchup, and that feels like a South Side almost grudge match in that one against the Foothills WFC 2008 girls. You see your path to provincials on your screen as the girls U17 Tier 1s. Stick around. The girls U17 Tier 2s are going to be back in just a moment. 1 and 2. There we go. On your screen, you might be wondering what took these guys so long to reset this one. Well, it's the Blizzard Alliance 07 girls out of Pot A. 2 teams, which means 1 game to determine who's CMSA 1 and who's CMSA 2. Both these teams are going to be representing Calgary at the 23-24 indoor provincials. And the Pot 2 or Pot B obviously gets Pot B gets seed 2 drawn out of it, which is the Cal Glen Phoenix 07-08 girls. Stick around, a couple more brackets left. Girls U17 Tier 3 is up next after a short break. Oh, my apologies. Girls U17 Tier 4. Can't read, need to go back to school. Let's go. Just the one. Quick and easy one. Here we go. 1 seed, Villains, FC Rain 07s. You're going to provincials as well. Advancing straight through. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. You are in there like a dirty shirt. So, quick, easy. Next one's the boys U19 Tier 2s. Stick around. We're going to draw this one real quick. On your screen is the boys U19 Tier 2. Some of these last opportunities for provincial glory in their youth careers. The 1 and 2 are in Pot A. Number 2 has been pulled, the CNEU Rebels 2006. They're going to go into game 1, slot 1, be the home team up there. And then the 1 seed obviously comes out next, the Cal Glen Royals 06-07 into that bottom half of the bracket. 3 and 4 are in the other pot. We've got the 3 seed that comes out, which is the Foothills 2006-2007 United Boys. They are going into game 1. And the 4 seed is the last one out. Cal Glen v. Cal Glen in that first round to see who goes to provincials and who goes as CMSA 1 and 2. That's the Cal Glen Spurs 06-07 boys. Inter-club matches. This is the tough part about the draw. A little 1v4, 2v3 in that bracket. Stick around, girls U19 Tier 2. And hey, if you haven't noticed, Magic Hands make special guest appearances on your screen here and there. So let's go. Let's get into the girls U19 Tier 2 Cup Competition live draw.
Last one.
Rounded out. We've all waited for this moment. This is our final bracket. Quick draw, easy draw. 1 team to come out. It's the girls U19 Tier 2. I guess CMSA champions right now that are going to provincials. The West Hills CG Warriors 06. They are going. They are representing us at provincials. Everyone, this rounds out all of our brackets. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much for the time. And hey, best of luck to all the teams, coaches, hey, even the parents at this matter, because it's a stressful time sometimes. Good luck to all the teams. Wishing you all the best. And hey, there's some great matchups out there. So on behalf of CMSA, let's close down the indoor 2023-24 Provincial Qualifying Cup Competition live draw. And we will see you on the pitch as we all vie for provincial glory and to represent Calgary and CMSA at the ASA Provincials later on in March. Thanks very much and have a great night.